The Eastern Journey of Nicholas II in 1890 was a journey made by Nicholas Alexandrovich, then Tsarevich of Russia, around the greater part of the Eurasian continent. The total length of the journey exceeded 51,000 kilometers, including 15,000 kilometers of railway, and 22,000 kilometers of sea routes. After the Grand Embassy of Peter the Great, a long trip for educational purposes became an important part of training for the state activity of the members of the Russian Imperial House. In 1890, Tsar Alexander III decided to establish the Trans-Siberian Railway, and his heir, Nicholas Alexandrovich, took part in the opening ceremony. Nicholas' tour began on 23 October, 1890. The final destination of the tour, before returning to St. Petersburg, was Vladivostok, where Nicholas was to lay the cornerstone at the inauguration ceremony, for the construction of the Trans-Siberian Railroad. After a church service at the Gatchina Palace, the Crown Prince departed with his brother George, accompanied by a small retinue. The delegation went first by train to Vienna, and then Trieste, where they boarded the warship, the Memory of Asov. The next stop was the Greek port city of Piraeus, where Nicholas met his uncle, King George I of Greece, and his godmother Queen Olga of Greece, born a Grand Duchess of Russia. Their son, Prince George of Greece and Denmark, was included in the flagship's crew as an officer.
From Greece, Nicholas sailed to Port Said in Egypt. While his ship passed through the Suez Canal, Nicholas with his retinue traveled along the Nile, and visited the pyramids, going upriver to Aswan. From there, they sailed to India, arriving in Bombay on December 11th. It was here that Nicholas's younger brother turned back, as he had become ill. Nicholas started a long trans-Indian trip, which ended in Colombo, Ceylon. While in India, he visited many of India's main sites, including the Taj Mahal and the Golden Temple. He met with Rajas, went hunting, and bought numerous artworks, many of which can be found today in Russian museums. The Indian portion of the journey culminated with a visit to the island of Ceylon, where one of the highlights was a show featuring 30 to 40 elephants. Leaving Ceylon, on the 31st of January, the expedition continued to Singapore, the island of Java and Bangkok. In Siam, Nicholas spent a week as a guest of King Rama V, where he received an order and precious gifts. On the 13th of March, he reached Hankou in China, where he visited tea plantations and factories.
On the 15th of April 1891, accompanied by 6 ships of the Imperial Russian Navy, Nicholas arrived in the Empire of Japan. It was in Japan that the most notable event of the journey took place. Nicholas greatly enjoyed his first days on the island, buying handicrafts and even getting a large tattoo of a dragon on his right arm. He was warmly received, as the Japanese were interested in bettering relations with Russia. On April 29, in Otsu, he was attacked by Sudar Sanzo, a policeman assigned to protect him. Sanzo took a stab at Nicholas's face, leaving him with a 9 cm scar on the right side of his forehead. The second thrust was blocked by the cane of his cousin Prince George. Sudar then attempted to flee, but 2 rickshaw drivers in Nicholas's entourage chased him down, and pulled him to the ground. The Japanese Emperor Meiji publicly expressed sorrow at his country's lack of hospitality towards a state guest, which led to an outpouring of public support, and messages of condolences for the Tsarevich. The former policeman Sanzo was sent to prison near Hokkaido, and died of an illness in September of the same year. His motivation for the attack remains unclear, with explanations ranging from mental derangement to hatred of foreigners.
On the 7th of May, Nicholas left Japan, and 4 days later arrived in Vladivostok, where he accomplished the official part of his mission. He then returned across the entire length of Russia, back to St. Petersburg. A number of Siberian cities erected triumphal arches to celebrate the visit of the future emperor. Order now your copy of the Romanov Royal Martyrs, What Silence Could Not Conceal, which is an impressive 512-page book, featuring nearly 200 black and white photographs, and a 56-page photo insert, of more than 80 high-quality colorized images, appearing here in print for the first time.